Today is the 9th of July 2024. Okay, and we've been looking at solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula and using other methods. Okay, and um, we've done a lot of algebra again for a bit more difficult ones. Okay, um, because of what we've just done, um, we'll wrap up uh, the quadratic equation uh, for for the higher students now. Okay, we started from the basics, so some of the foundation students can also use that. But today, because we are doing quadratic, I want to do some bit more graph, because with quadratic graphs, linear graphs, um, linear equations, uh, all these equations, you can draw graph of them, so they can ask you questions to solve them as we've been doing, or they can ask you questions to do it by graph work. Okay, so we are going to look at the graph side. So today I'm going back again to basics. Okay, to we've done this, but today is like recap, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so I've just done the recap of what we did last lesson. Watch last video for recap. Okay, now look, today our starter is considering a simple equations and linear equations. Okay, a linear equation, the x is only to the power 1. So for instance, if you have a line, an equation for a graph, y equals mx plus c. Okay, so your your gradient is 3, and your constant, which is the y-intercept, okay, is 1. Okay, y equals x, so here it will go through the origin. We've done this. Okay, that's what I'm saying that we are, because we are going to build on from there. So this today is like a revision. So let's look at what I have for you for your starter. Y plus 3 equals 0. Okay, so y will be equal to, when you, this is plus 3, when it goes the other side, it will be minus 3. So y will be minus 3. Okay, or minus 3 plus 3 is 0, because these are simple equations. Okay, and this can also be mental math. Okay, the second one, what would you do for x to get x plus 5 is 0? So here minus 5 plus 5 is 0. Or you bring the plus to the other side to give you minus. Third one, 1 minus 1 equals 0. So that's what we have here. Or you move the minus 1 to the other side to make it plus 1. X minus 10 equals 0. So x equals 10, because if you move minus 10 to the other side, x equals 0. And when you put 10 minus 10 is 0. Okay. Go with whichever way you understand it. Okay. That is the beauty about maths. Whichever way you understand it, as long as you arrive at uh, this answer, is okay. Okay. Now y plus 8 equals 0. So minus 8 plus 8 will be equal to 0. That's why y equals minus 8. Or y moving minus 8 plus 8 to the other side, it becomes minus 8. So again, y equals minus 8. So we are going to look at some simple graphs, and then we are going to do some linear graphs on the graph to just recap, and then we'll stop today, and then tomorrow we'll continue from there. Okay. I don't think plotting a point, plotting linear graphs should be difficult for you, because we did a lot on that in the beginning. So yeah, we will look at graphs. So this will be our first graph work again. Y equals ms plus c is the equation of a linear graph. So here, your m is -1. Okay, so it's in the form of y equals, so if you make minus x plus 9, y equals mx plus c. Okay, and the x is the power 1. Okay, immediately it becomes 2, then it becomes a quadratic equation. Okay, the second one, y equals 3x. Here the the gradient is 3, and it will go through the origin. Okay, y equals x. So this here, the gradient is m. Okay, 1. Okay, now let's look at an example. So if we use this example we gave here, okay, we can use a table to plot some point, maybe from -1 to 2. Okay, or we can just quickly do it. So when y on the graph, so when x is 0, y will be what? 9. So our first coordinate is 0, 9. When y is 0, as we saw in the starter, okay, x will be 9, 9. So we can have 9, 0. So with these 2 points, we can plot the line. Or we can go further and say when x is 1, assuming they gave us the values of x, when x is 1, y equals 9 minus 1, which is 8. And then when x is 5, y equals 9 minus 5, which is 4. So we can use the points 0, 9, 9, 0, 1, 8, and 5, 4. Okay, the first coordinate, for instance, if I have 1, 8, this is the x. Okay, and that is the y. We know all this. So if you get a graph paper, you can plot this on the graph. Okay. So I have my grid here. Yeah. So a linear graph, and I've put my date. Today is the 9th of July. Okay, that is my y-axis, and that's my x-axis. Okay, I have intervals, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 there, 6, 7, 8. That is the positive side of the x-axis, and that's the negative side. That is the negative side of the y-axis, and this is the positive side of the y-axis. Okay, so the points we have for y equals 9 minus x. The first one we got 0, 9. So 0 for x, 9 for y. So that's our first point. And then we said when x is 1, y is 8. So there, okay, 1, 8. Okay, we know how to plot coordinates by now. When x is 5, y is 4. So with 1, 2, 3 points, we can use a straight line to draw y equals 9 minus x. Okay, assuming we move this here a bit, then we can do our 9, and you can see that it's going towards 9 here. It will go into 9, 0 there. So because we have a negative gradient of -1, the line is going through that way. Okay, the constant is 9, the y-intercept, where it casts the y-axis. So that's why we have this point here, 0, 9. So I've labeled this y equals 9 minus x. Okay, so you can get your own graph paper and draw the graph y equals 2x. All these are linear graphs. Y equals x plus 1. Y equals 2 minus x. Okay, some will have positive gradient, some will have negative gradient. Okay, but before I wrap up today's lesson, look, I've just drawn here y equals -8. So on this line, it goes through the point -8 on the y-axis. So on this whole line here, y equals -8. So you can have 0 minus 8. Okay. 1 minus 8. 2 minus 8 on this line here. So this line here is y equals -8. You can draw a lot of line graphs. Okay, now look at this one as well. This is -6, x equals -6. So on all this line here, x equals -6. Okay, so you have -6, 0, -6, 1, -6, 2. So the x value on this line here will be -6. Okay, this is, guess we are back to basics. Tomorrow we'll do, I'm just recapping, tomorrow we'll do some work. Okay, now look at the positive of x. So this line, it goes through 5. So this line is x equals 5. So at this point, you have 5, 0. Okay, At this point, you have 5 4. Okay, at this point you have that point 5 6, so you can extend it further. You can have 5 8 here. As long as it's on this line, every point you get for the x-axis, every point you get for the x-axis will be a 5. Then you have to find the y. Okay, I hope I'm clear on that. So you find a graph paper, and these are the graphs, okay? Because I know you can do this, so I'm not going to. That's why I titled today back to the basics. So tomorrow, since we've been doing quadratic graph, solving it, equating it to 0, tomorrow we are going to do some graph work with quadratic graph. We'll get parabolas, okay? We'll get one that opens upwards, and then the following day we'll get another one that opens downwards, and then we'll continue from there. We'll do some more equations, and then we'll use the graph to answer some questions, and then we'll go on to other things, okay? So today, this is what I have to share with you. If I want to do the parabola, as you know, it will take us some more time. So I'm just going to stop here. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, in today's video, and I'll see you in the next.